Welcome once again to 24 Days of Christmas, 24 chapters of Luke. I am Mr. Jason. Tonight we will be in Luke chapter 15, where we see the parables of the lost sheep and the prodigal son. Now all the tax collectors and sinners, including non-observant Jews, were coming near Jesus to listen to him. Both the Pharisees and the scribes began muttering and complaining, saying, "This man accepts and welcomes sinners and eats with them." So he told them this parable. "What man among you, if he has 100 sheep and loses one of them, does not leave the 99 in the wilderness to go after the one which is lost, searching until he finds it? And when he has found it, he lays it on his shoulders, rejoicing. And when he gets home, he calls together his friends and his neighbors, saying to them, 'Rejoice with me, because I have found my lost sheep.' I tell you, in the same way, there will be more joy in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous people who have no need of repentance. Or what woman, if she has 10 silver coins, each one equal to a day's wages, and loses one coin, does not light a lamp and sweep the house and carefully search until she finds it? And when she has found it, she calls together her women friends and neighbors, saying, 'Rejoice with me, because I found the lost coin.' In the same way, I tell you, there is joy in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. That is, changes his inner self, his old way of thinking, regrets his past sins, lives his life in a way that proves repentance, and seeks God's purpose for his life." Then he said, "A certain man had 2 sons. The younger of them inappropriately said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the property that falls to me.' So he divided the estate between them. A few days later, the younger son gathered together everything that he had and traveled to a distant country. And there he wasted his fortune in reckless and immoral living. Now, when he had spent everything, a severe famine occurred in the country, and he began to do without and be in need. So he went and forced himself on one of the citizens of that country, who had sent him into his fields to feed pigs. He would have gladly eaten the pods that the pigs were eating, but they could not satisfy his hunger, and no one was giving anything to him. But when he finally came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired men have more than enough food, while I am dying here of hunger? I will get up and go to my father, and I will say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Just treat me like one of your hired men.' So he got up and came to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was moved with compassion for him, and ran and embraced him and kissed him. And the son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and in your sight. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quickly bring out the best robe for the guest of honor, and put it on him, and give him a ring for his hand, and sandals for his feet, and bring the fatted calf and slaughter it, and let us invite everyone, and feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was as good as dead and is alive again. He was lost and has been found.' So they began to celebrate. Now his older son was in the field, and when he returned and approached the house, he heard music and dancing. So he summoned one of the servants and began asking what this celebration meant. And he said to him, 'Your brother has come, and your father has killed the fatted calf, because he has received him back safe and sound.' But the elder brother became angry and deeply resentful, and was not willing to go in. And his father came out and began pleading with him. But he said to his father, 'Look, these many years I have served you, and I have never neglected or disobeyed your command. Yet you have never given me so much as a young goat, so that I might celebrate with my friends. But when this other son of yours arrived, who has devoured your estate with immoral women, you slaughtered that fatted calf for him.' The father said to him, 'Son, you are always with me, and all that is mine is yours. But it was fitting to celebrate and rejoice, for this brother of yours was as good as dead, and has begun to live. He was lost and has now been found.'" Thank you once again for joining me for night 15 of the Gospel of Luke, and I hope to see you back again tomorrow for chapter 16.